Today is lucky episode 13. Why is that significant? It's just my favorite number. No big deal. No big deal. In between episodes, we have been very, very busy, as you can see, or maybe not see. But I have placed like over 15,000 dirt/grass to start to flatten out our first tier. Let me see if I can put in a before right now. You can tell that I didn't light it up underneath by those mob sounds. So let's try to put in what it looked like before, and then looking at it now. So we have done a lot of work over here. So let's take a look to see how far we've gotten and how much further we have to go. That's not necessarily what we'll be doing in today's episode. It's just going to be more of an in-between thing. But just to give you an idea, a good stopping point would be right around this corner here. So probably filling in here and then also filling in these spots over here that I haven't gotten to yet. But that is not all that we did in between episodes. We also brought over another blacksmith and started leveling these guys up. Let's see, we've got our leather worker over here too, which is almost max level, but both of our our toolsmiths are full level, and that's great because we can get a axe and we can get a pickaxe, but we can also trade our iron, which we basically have an unlimited amount of, for emeralds. So I've been doing that and just trying to level this guy up, who is close, but not quite to the full level yet. Granted, I don't think he's really going to give us anything that we want. I don't know off the top of my head what the leatherworker's top trade is, but it's probably like a saddle or something, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless of what his trade is, we'll keep him around. He kind of just fits the theme there. But if he gets too bothersome, we might switch him out for another toolsmith so we can trade some more iron. So what is the plan for today? Well, we are going to be working on a greenhouse. While the build is, I think, pretty cool, I've got a cool plan for it, there's one thing that I want to do before constructing it. We're going to construct it up there in the cherry grove. We'll clear out a few of those trees to make some space for it. But before we do that, I want to collect one of every flower in Minecraft. According to the wiki, there are 30 different flowers in Minecraft, but that's including block flowers, like cherry leaves, chorus flowers, even the mangrove propagule is in there. I'm not necessarily worried about those. Granted, we'll get them. They won't be too hard to get. But this is everything with the block tag of flowers in Minecraft. So that also includes the torch flower, the pitcher plant, and wither rose. So out of those 30, let's do a quick check to see what we have. I do think we have a decent number. And let's grab a shulker box to throw them into. And we'll just throw one of each in. So we have a lily of the valley. The flowering azaleas are technically considered a flower, as well as the leaves. Spore blossoms are considered. Okay, this is not a bad start. We've got what, 9? Is that 15? So we've got half right off the bat. I'm going to put these in the order that I'm seeing them on the wiki here, and then we are going to go on a little adventure to start searching for the rest of them. Then we'll work on the sniffer stuff, and if we need a wither rose, unfortunately, we've got to fight another wither. I think we'll probably do the end portal trick, but we'll see. So let me get these in the right order, and then we will start out on our adventure. Okay, this is what we're working with here. They are in the order that I'm looking at on the wiki page. And the first one that we are missing is a allium. So, or allium? Not sure. So we are going to do a little fly around and see if we can't find that. While we're at it, cherry leaves are one of the things we're missing. Granted, we could just grab them from over there, but we're here. We'll throw it in the right spot. Okay. I know there's a few things we need in this forest here, both of which actually those are the peonies, and then we need the rose bush. We also are going to need lilacs. A rose bush goes right there. And we'll continue on. Only going to grab one of each of these. Our greenhouse will be a combination of a bunch of things, but some of the more rare flowers will just you have one or two of them. The two tall flowers, though, will be very useful because we can just bone meal those and kind of use them as decoration around the greenhouse. There's a lilac. Check it off the list. This is the first time we're actually venturing this far away from our home without going through another portal. So we're seeing some new terrain out here. And what seems like the first time ever I've remembered beds on our trip, so we don't have to worry about nighttime. Look at those mountains. That's sweet. Oh, and look at that. I was too distracted by the mountains. I totally missed that we were right in the biome that we needed. I'll take a few of these since we probably won't come back out here. All right, our first slot has been filled. So next is the blue orchid, which I guess are only found in swamps. So I know we have one of our nether portals is near a swamp. So let's fly back home and we will do a little swamp trip. I have to take a look at my coordinates and figure out where I am. Get my bearings straight here. There's home. Did a big old circle. I must have went behind that mountain there. Let's replenish our rockets just to be safe. And then we are going to head into the nether. It's a little ironic that I have to use 2 or 3 rockets just to get to my creeper farm. All right, let's get out of this rain and get into the nether. I was wondering where this villager went. I thought he died. No, he just went through the nether portal. Interesting. This was one of the guys that originally was brought over there, and then he ended up getting replaced by a leather worker. I thought he passed away, but no, he's living his best life here. I mean, okay. I guess if I need another iron trade, I'll just come back here. I think we're gonna have to make a new portal. I thought we had one going to a swamp, but my notes say we don't. So we are going to go fly to one. It's a lot quicker than taking our super slow horse. All right, let's see if this brings us where we want it to. Whoops. Perfect. Okay, let's go about this and get some. Why not? We'll take some of these. We'll take some of these. But this is not what we're here for. No, no, no. We need a blue orchid. So I'm going to do a little flying around and see where it gets us. That was easy. That only took a second. Next flower checked right off the list. Select what we can find here. Put it in its rightful spot. And we are on to the next, which is going to be a torch flower. Okay, we'll skip the torch flower for now because we're going to do the sniffer flowers at once. So after the torch flower, we have all the tulips, orange, pink, red, and white. Seems like we need to find a very specific biome. These are just things I just never think of when it comes to flowers. You know, you grab them when you can find them, but not something I typically build with. So I definitely misspoke. It looks like they just spawn in plains and sunflower plains, but it looks like we're kind of surrounded by plains in this swamp biome. So let's nap. Hopefully the rain goes away. Yes, it did. And we will come back here to go back home. But I'm just looking for some tulips. So let's see if we can't find those. We also need sunflowers. So if we stumble upon sunflower, that'd also be great. Ooh, a witch's hut. So grab some of that, but that's good to know. We need to build a farm. Oh, tulips. It seems like I keep getting distracted and then I find exactly what I need. So I'll take it. Let's see. We have orange, red, white. And what we need, pink. Is that the other color? Yes. We also need pink. I think we might have just gotten unlucky here with no pink tulips spawning. So we're going to do another fly around, see what we run into. Those look a little pink, right? Yes. Okay. Perfect. All right. 4 more flowers off the list. This belongs to the wither rose, and then this belongs to the pitcher plant. We need a sunflower, which may be around here. There's a lot of plains, so to the skies we go. There's some sunflowers. Perfect. All right, we are making great time with this collection. Obviously, the sniffer plants and the wither rose will be the most difficult, but I am pretty happy with how fast we've gotten everything else. So we're gonna head back home for now. And we're home. Our villager is still there, living his best life on the nether roof. May have grabbed some chorus flowers. Yes, we got one. I don't know if I want to throw the chorus flower in the actual greenhouse. It kind of feels out of place, but I'll throw it in our chest here just for completion's sake. And then we need a propagule, which we definitely have. Perfect. Again, not sure why this one's considered a flower, but I don't know, we could make it work. So we're missing 3 out of the 30. That didn't take too long at all, but this one will. So we are going to need a pitcher plant, a torch flower, and a wither rose. Oh, I'm in the mood to do the sniffers first. I'll leave the wither to last. Gosh, we need to find suspicious sand or suspicious gravel. And we need a little brush, so we'll craft that up. And hopefully we can find an egg. Well, I've got my brush, and I realize I probably should have just stayed out by that swamp. There's a lot of biomes surrounding that are not near where we currently live. And there's a few oceans, I think. So we'll see if we can find a warm ocean, some ruins, some sand, and hopefully a sniffer egg. I'm hoping this journey is worth it. I know it's definitely not guaranteed to get a sniffer egg. This is a huge mangrove swamp. Whoa. That you could really get lost in that. Ruin portal, close but not quite. There's a ruin right there. All right, find what we're looking for. Not look like a sniffer egg, unfortunately. Wow, nope, no sniffer egg there. What was that? Come on. Oh, nope. Pottery shard. Nope. Another wooden hoe. Nope. Golden nugget. Lucky me. Nope. Another axe. Emerald. Another shard. Another axe. Ugh. Nope. Nope. I feel good about this one. I should not have felt good about this one. Another emerald. And a gold nugget. How about this one? And another emerald. Nope. Ugh. Nope. Oh. Come on. Nope. Nope. Coal, another shard, axe, piece of wheat, coal. Wait, yes, yes, we did it. We did it. Okay. Oh my goodness. What do I throw away? Wheat. I don't need wheat. Okay. I thought it was never going to happen. Mission accomplished. That took a while. I will have the counter up on screen, so I'm not sure how many that took. It felt like at least 30. We got a long way to go. Imagine we did all that and then I get struck by lightning. What a journey. Well, we took a little rest. We got that rain to go away, and we are back with our sniffer egg. So we're going to get this set down over here in the field. Hopefully he'll walk around there and find us a pitcher pod and a torch flower seed. But once we get this down, we are going to head into the nether and we'll get those 3 skulls that we need. Once we have those, we're going to head right back to the end and fight that wither. Hopefully this goes better than our search for the sniffer egg. I don't think I'm going to do a counter for this one, but I'll just give you the highlights. There's one. That wasn't too bad. Another. One more. Okay. All right. So that did not take too long at all compared to our sniffer eggs. Obviously, there were more withers killed than those 3 that you saw, but great. We are ready to go. Our sniffer is set on a moss block and we're waiting on him to hatch. But while we do that, I did get my 3 wither skulls. I'm going to grab some soul sand and I've got a plan to get some wither roses. And that is going to involve some of our chickens here. So let's see if we can break in and break this redstone. Ooh, yes. All right. We just need to break this, I think. And that. Okay, so we're going to start collecting these eggs. And they shouldn't shoot out. So let's wait and make sure that actually happens. All right. Let's leave that open for now. I'm going to AFK this for a second. We'll get a few eggs, and yep, we're going to bring those to the end. While in the end, we are going to trap the wither under the portal, do it that way. And once he spawns, he should kill those baby chickens, unfortunately. But we'll get some wither roses. I could not do this if the chickens were updated to what they look like in the latest snapshot. So this is going to be the last time I do this. I've got a name tag for our sniffer here. I was just looking at my desk to try to come up with a name, and I've got a few shy guys on my desk, so shy guy it is. The eggs are producing 20 something, yep, 26 right now. I'd like at least a stack. So I'm going to AFK this a little bit. We're going to wait for our sniffer to come on out, and we will be on our way. He lives. Hello, shy guy. Oop. I wonder how easy is it to make a data pack. It'd be really fun to make one where they make shy guy noises. So look into that. We are going to wait for a few more eggs. We've got about 3 stacks in there. So I'm going to let this guy grow up, watch him move around. Hopefully he pulls out the flowers that we need, and we will head to the end. All right, this is more than enough. During my AFK time, I was looking into how to make a sound data pack, and I do think it's possible, so maybe I'll do that before the end of the episode. It doesn't seem too technical. I need to remember where our stronghold is. I believe it's in a hole that I dug somewhere over here, so let me locate that. We'll hop into the end, and we are going to spawn this wither, hopefully correctly, or else I need to be ready for a fight. Back we go. I have never done this before. I've always just fought the wither as intended, but if I want to make sure to get these wither roses, I'm pretty sure this is what we have to do. So with that said, I really hope this is right. First, throw some chickens. Okay, none out of there. If we don't get any here, we're gonna have to go. There we go. 1. I would like at least a couple. Oh, come on. 2. Give me 4. Well, look at that. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, so the plan is we spawn the wither, and then those guys should die, and he should get stuck. Let's see. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, we had 5. They didn't die. You have to be joking. How is that possible? Oh, no. That's really bad. That is really bad. What if I... Oh, this is probably a bad idea. Last resort, last resort. Yep. Come fight my chickens. Come fight my chickens. Kill this chicken, please. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Ooh, that was close. Did he kill a chicken? Where'd he go? Where did he go? Oh, jeez. That's not good. Where is this guy? My last resort may have been a bad idea. Oh, a wither rose. And a wither. Okay. Okay. Oh, this is really bad. I'm dead. Yep. Crap. All right, we're gonna go and get that stuff. We'll be right back. Got all my stuff, got all my stuff. Gotta run, gotta run. Did I get a wither rose? Yes, okay. Now, he's like kind of half trapped down there, kind of not. I don't really know exactly what's going on. No, don't come out. He came out. Oh, now we're in trouble. Another wither rose. I'm hiding in this hole. All right, here we go. Fight to the death. Quite literally. Yes. Eat. Dead. Right? No. Survive. Come on, survive, survive. That's okay. Worst case scenario. Oh, no, I don't need you. Got the nether star. Let's get out of here. Oh my goodness. That was way worse than I thought it would be. Those chickens definitely should have died. Am I wrong? I mean, how much health do baby chickens have? They were hit point blank. I'm not convinced the way that worked out was the way it was supposed to go. But for what it's worth, we did it. So, whew, much better. I'd much rather be here any day of the week. Good news is we've got another nether star, so we can double up our beacon or add another one. Our sniffer is slowly growing up here. And once he does that, I think we will be ready to start with our build. I'm gonna get Mr. Shy Guy up and running so he can start finding us some plants. And in the meantime, while we wait for that, I think I'm gonna try to make a data pack. Never done that before, but we'll see if it works by time my next cut, if he is, sounding like a shy guy. I spent some time AFKing to create that shy guy resource pack. And well, while I was attempting that, we got both a pitcher pod and a torch flower seed. So we'll be planting those. And that concludes getting all of the flowers that we needed. But did the resource pack work is the question. Of course it did. Never doubt salami. So yeah, that was my first time doing anything like that. But now our sniffer makes shy guy sounds. I guess if anybody is interested in also having this, I will find a way to share the file and I'll put it in the description. But yeah, it was fun. He's got happy sounds, idle sounds, death sounds, and hurt sounds. His movement, his digging, and his sniffing all kind of stayed the same because Shy Guy doesn't really have sounds to replace those. But yeah, all of his like vocal sounds have been replaced with Shy Guy sounds. I think there's like 11 idle sounds total, 5 happy, 2 deaths, and 3 like hurt sounds. So add that up, quite a bit of sounds. Anyway, so we now have all of our flowers, so that means we can jump into building our greenhouse. We're gonna build the outside of it in a little time lapse, and then we'll decorate it together. So with that said, and all of our resources gathered, let's go. This has been a packed episode so far, but we just got a little bit more to go. This build ended up being one of my favorites, and I think I say it a little later on, but the original idea was a greenhouse, but with collecting every flower and with some of the wildlife that we end up adding in, it turns out to almost be like a conservatory. It just is like the perfect addition to the world here. It brings in a new form of life. It's a little bit different stylistically, but I think it turned out great. All right, we've got the outside built and decorated just a little bit. Got our flowers all around, surrounded by cherry trees. I think I'd like to plant at least one more probably on this side. No, I think we've got one here somewhere. Yep, plant this. I'll grab some more bone meal and get that grown up just to even it out a little bit. There. So the inside here, we've got a lot of decorating to do, and I also want to bring in some wildlife, but the goal here and the reason why we got every flower is to show off every flower. So I'm gonna get organized. We'll start placing some of that. I'll also grab some bamboo, sugarcane, the other things that weren't quite covered in the flower category, but I think could still look really nice in here. We do have a nice gradual path coming up here, and we'll take a look when we're done the view from our base and from the bridge, but this is just framed perfectly by the clock tower and by the storehouse there. Already as the sun starts to go down, the build is looking a little bit more alive with those fireflies floating about. I want to get an axolotl in there, throw some bees in here as well. Just all kinds of things, make it feel alive and lived in. Gonna start scattering some of our flowers around. We went on that big adventure to make sure we had at least one of every single one. I have a little tulip garden over here. I want to have some sort of theme. Put a little sunflower garden back here. Look nice looking out. I really feel like I could play with the placement of things in forever. There's so many little details that could fit in this area. So many tiny little things. And a new achievement. We'll take that. We have to get some water in there, but we'll need water for the sugar cane anyway. And we'll also need a pot for the wither rose because I do plan on putting some bees in here. And we do not want them to get withered. And I don't think they'll go for it if it's in a flower pot. So that will be the plan. I believe with that, we have placed every flower in Minecraft. We're just waiting on these guys to grow up, but that shouldn't take too long. Got our chorus flower there. We've got all of our tulips, our sunflowers, poppies, just about everything you could imagine, but literally everything you could imagine. We have our wither roses in these pots here. We've got our bamboo growing there. It looks so cool in here. I'm loving it. I really am. A few things I do want to do is get a little bit of life in here. Definitely want some bees. Maybe an axolotl in the middle if we can find one. But after that, I think this is a wrap. I'm super happy with this. It's so cozy in here. It's just so calming with the running water. Ugh, I love it. All right, I am going to wait for these guys to grow up. I'm going to go find a couple bees' nests. We've got one right there. We just need one other. I'd like to have two, and then this one will be a wrap. Let's take a look at what it looks like from our house, and also from the bridge as we're walking up. Shy guy, how we doing? He looks like, yeah. All right. So from the house here, from the path, you see it on that side of the clock tower. But as we come around here, we hit the bridge right when you get over the precipice. Look at that. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Throw shaders on real quick. Oh, it looks so good. I love its placement up there on the hill. All right, I could stare at that all day. We are going to grab some of those things that we need. We'll go on a little hunt for another bee's nest, and we will be on our merry way. We're going to bring our bees to their new home. Some on that side, some on this side. Beautiful. Hopefully they come on out and start to enjoy the place. They're getting grown up a little bit, slowly but surely. I'm going to get things cleaned up. We'll go on a little axolotl hunt, and then I think this will be all done. There's one. Gosh, I've been looking everywhere. Finally, I am getting... Ooh, there's a few of them. Ooh, okay. Nobody panic. Everybody stay calm. I'm gonna grab this. Oh, no. Do not kill my axolotl, please. Okay, everybody get away from me. There are a lot of mobs in here for how bright it is. Get our buckets. I've got a couple more buckets on me. So let's see, we'll grab a pink one. We'll grab one of each. Pink, and then we had this guy. Was that loot? Okay, and then got him, and then we've got a brown. Okay, we made it back home. I think I accidentally paused my recording at some point. I have no idea when I did that, but we got a, if I did it before we grabbed the axolotls, we got a cyan one, a pink one, and then you saw a brown one as well. I've got nowhere else to put them, so we'll put them in here. I think they'll be okay in here. Pretty sure. I don't think they'll dive out. All right, a little bit more life added in. I do have one more creature that I want to put in here, and that is a couple of parrots. But those are going to be, there's one of our bees. It's going to be very difficult to get over here. But you know what? I think I'm going to try it. I'm also going to put Shy Guy up here. I'm going to get him on a lead and see if he wants to live in the greenhouse. Okay, let's get you out of the rain, bud. Into the greenhouse we go. Hope he likes his new home. He can walk around, do his thing. I am 100% sure he is going to walk right out of here, but for now, we'll let him be. What do you think, bud? All right, so like I said, I'm going to try to find a jungle. We'll see if we can get a couple parrots. Frogs would be cool too. It's really becoming more of a conservatory, less of a greenhouse, but that's the kind of vibe I'm going for. It's coming together nicely. Just a couple other little things, and then we will be wrapped up. Target acquired. Is this right? Ow. Oh my gosh. He survived though, so he's meant to be. I like that blue one too, or that green one. Looking at a blue one, talking about a green one. Okay. We made it with our weird little parrots on our head. Oh, thank goodness. That took a while. All right, let's get these guys sat around. Let's get you to sit right here on this log. There you go. And I think that is going to do it. Look at this addition. I'm loving it. I am loving it. We put a couple cherry trees to frame it a little bit more as you're coming up. We'll probably, next episode, we're going to work on details around the area. So some more foliage, some more boulders, some trees, custom trees, things like that. So I think we'll probably add some of that to this cliffside as well. But you come up in here now, you are surrounded by every flower in Minecraft and a lot more. It is so beautiful. It's so full of life. I am just loving this. This might be one of my favorite builds we've done so far. We've got our wither roses. We've got everything, our axolotls, our parrots, our bees, and of course, Shy Guy. So with that said, oh, Shy Guy, you don't want to be in the outro? He doesn't want me to finish, but I'm gonna go ahead and do so. Oh, there we go. All right, well, I want to thank you all for watching. Oh, another torch flower for the outro. We'll be back next week with a little bit of detailing. Shy Guy, please. Trying to get the outro done here. But until then, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging out. Until next time.